When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't friendly. The trash talk? Next level. And the stakes? Oh, those are crystal clear. Cheers! With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center Update brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Live streaming of your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows, easy access to ESPN Madison on YouTube, and daily podcasts so you don't ever miss a second. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. The Brewers are back in action, and it's their debut for one of the Brewers' top prospects, that being Cooper Pratt. The 21-year-old infielder has officially been promoted to the big league roster ahead of tonight's game against the Guardians. Pratt signed an 8-year, $50.75 million extension with the Brewers in March, and he's now the fifth Brewers player to make his MLB debut this season. The crew also designated Luis Rengifo for assignment this afternoon, which should open up a starting spot for Pratt on the left side of the infield. Tune into Pratt's debut tonight with first pitch at 6:40 p.m. Robert Gasser is scheduled to start for the Brewers. Tune into pregame coverage beginning at 6:05 immediately after Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on 100.5 ESPN. Also, we're now 7 days away from the NBA draft, and Bucks owner Jimmy Haslam's deadline for trading Giannis Antetokounmpo. So why is there still no decision on the future of the Milwaukee Bucks franchise icon? NBA insider Brian Windhorst has the latest over on ESPN.com. Go ahead and check it out. Molly and Jim, start
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Jim Rutledge.
For me, Jordan Love can start shutting people up by just winning the damn division one time.
Molly Brown.
I actually think Jaden Reed is going to be like the guy within the next 2 years, not Christian Watson.
Welcome to Wisconsin's afternoon hangout.
You think the Packers would win 5?
Yes, that's what I said.
Neutral
I said it 3 times. 5 and 5.
Why?
This is Molly and Jim, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Alongside Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Molly's already mourning the loss of It Is, but one of the things for It Is I could like clear my throat as I say It Is. But we're at One Social Food Hall, and the service here is great because I went up to the bar, and the bartender's going to be annoyed, and because I went up there to ask for water.
Okay.
Favorite part is, it's like, well, if it gets busy later, there is free water stations throughout. So he was very nice in the idea of like
you're an idiot.
You have no business asking me for water. That is
fair. I didn't even notice that. Now I'm noticing giant jugs of water.
Same. Next to, what is it, Senor Machetes? I like that for a name. That is an awesome name.
It is good.
For, I would imagine, a Mexican restaurant here.
It says Mexican Grill underneath
there
it.
There you go.
So,
welcome into Molly and Jim, where the mountains are always blue, and the mountains are also always blue at Ho Chunk Gaming in Madison. So we're here for Beyond the Game, where there's going to be a couple coaches speaking, and we're excited for that. Thankfully, it's not us doing the panel because, well, it starts at like 5. Classic ESPN Madison is that they're like, oh, let's have this really cool event, but Jim and Molly, they will show up when it starts, or like we'll miss it completely, or most of it.
I actually think it's perfect.
Okay.
Because we get to see people, they get to see our new show.
That's fair.
They get to see us like the stars, and then like they go over to this other event, and then we get to like enjoy the other event. But like we don't have to be a part of the setup or anything like that. Because honestly, those are things that I don't miss from my marketing days.
That's fair. I've been in this role for a while now on the on-air side of it that I always did kind of show up. But I just saw the rundown today. I'm like, oh. All right, that's cool. Cocktail hour. Awesome. I won't be joining that.
Jim, do you enjoy cocktail hours?
No.
Okay, so why are you complaining?
I enjoy complaining. So we know this about me.
I was going to say we know that.
Are you new to the show? Well, I guess we are all kind of new to this show. Riley out back at the Everlight Solar Studio. Riley, you going to make your way? This is honestly way closer to the office. I'm actually embarrassed that I had not been here before because it is within walking distance. Molly and I had a slight disagreement on what is walking distance.
No. Because you said, I could walk here for lunch one day. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, a lunch is let's say, hour max. But, like, if you're walking here, it's going to take you 30, 40 minutes to walk here. Then you got to add that same time on the way back. Then you got to add in your food time. So, like, you're taking a longer lunch. Now, granted, we have the ability to be able to work from here, which is nice.
Yep.
But, like, this isn't just like a hop, skip, and a jump little walk that you can take here.
So, and I get. I guess when I said lunch, it's like you could then just set up a laptop and kind of have a working lunch.
Have yourself a day.
Right. Because it's nice to get out of the office. I mean, after if I'm in at like 9, like today, by like 1, I'm like I need to breathe the air of outside or something because I just get wore down mentally.
If you work normal people hours, you go crazy.
I never did. I was a bartender. I was a lifeguard, and now I have this job. Like that's in reverse order. But like this is. All I know is freedom to do what I want to do. I couldn't imagine working in like any sort of like department store. I worked at a deli for like a week and I just quit. I was like, I can't. This is
hours
horrible.
Are crazy.
Well, it's the hours are one thing. I don't mind working. Like you work at a restaurant, you can work like 10 a.m. till 10, 11:30 p.m. But there's cash in your hand as you're working. If you're not busy, you kind of are allowed to like have some free will. But when you work in some of those other jobs, I guess as a kid I did work at McDonald's, but like when you're 16, there's not a lot of expectations, so you kind of just dink around when it's not that busy.
Right.
So, I don't like having real jobs is the point of that. But what is walking distance in general? Not for the lunch part of it. What do you consider something if someone's like it's within walking distance?
Well, it just depends because, like, okay, so, like, I think of, like, the only time I really say within walking distance, I'm talking of, like, a hotel that I'm staying at in another city or something.
But
like, this restaurant
is
in walking distance of here. Or, this stadium is within walking distance. I'm talking like a couple blocks.
Okay.
Like, now, granted, could I walk a mile or whatever it is? Sure, but in my mind, you need to plan around that. Because if somebody says, this place is within walking distance, but it's 2 miles away. Okay, yeah, I can walk 2 miles, but also that's going to take up an hour each way of my day or however long. I don't know how long it takes to walk.
But I think 2 miles
is
not walking distance because that's 4 miles total.
Yes.
So like I feel like that's too much.
Which that's like a good work. Like it depends.
That's
because
a good walk.
If I'm like living like maybe like my dream influencer life of like I could meet up with a friend that I don't have currently and like we could go get like coffee, go walk like 2 miles, get coffee with our kids in a stroller.
Is it exhausting to be an influencer? Because then you have to have the camera on at all times.
Exactly.
Your coffee has to be like, I can taste, and you have to make up whatever flavor.
Yep. You have to, like, film you ordering it, all the different things. But, yeah, like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I was living, like, this dream influencer life that I maybe would have making millions and millions of dollars on Instagram, like, I would plan to, like, walk with my kids in their stroller, which, one, that would be difficult, like, feasible anyways, because my kids try to jump out of, like, their wagon as it is. So, like, how the hell are we going to walk 2 miles? Mm-hmm. But then I would throw them all in, like, the wagon, go walk with my friend that doesn't exist right now because I don't really have friends, go get coffee, enjoy my coffee there, walk back another 2 hours, or 2 miles. And so, like, technically that's in walking distance, but, like, that eats up half my day.
844-770-3776. What is walking distance in your mind? And I think weather plays a part in it. So today's weather is amazing. My walking distance today is different than it would have been like last week.
Yes, because last week it was like 100 degrees and like 99% humidity.
Right, and I sweat. I'm not like getting to the local coffee place 2 blocks from the office is like a thing as far as like I don't want to be covered in sweat. It's not exhausting. It's just it's so hot. Yeah. And I don't love wearing shorts to work. I will do it, but I always feel like a little bit not inappropriate, but I'm like, I don't know. I should be wearing shorts to work unless I'm like going golfing later. But Riley, what about you? That's like, what are the factors for? I think walking distance is less than a mile at like 73 degrees.
I think weather does play a part. I think distance is more important, though. I think 2 miles is not walking distance. That's a 30 to 45-ish minute walk. That's too far. I think it's got to be probably a mile or under, I would say, is within reasonable walking distance. Because then at a normal pace, it takes about 20 minutes tops to get there, 20, 25 minutes, depending on how fast you're walking. And that'd be the main factor, but also how walkable are the streets, because there are things that are a mile from my house back in Janesville, my parents' house, And just because they're close doesn't mean they're walkable. There's no sidewalks.
Janesville's not walkable.
No, Janesville is the least walkable city probably in Wisconsin. It's terrible. So it depends on what city you're in, how walkable is the area, and how far away, I think, ultimately. Those are the biggest factors.
So Adam and Mount Horeb chimes in on the Carbos Talking text line. List is more, 844-770-3776. He says under a 20-minute walk, which I think is a good one, like a good marker here. But I will say, I just calculated it on my phone. So
Okay.
I have work saved into my phone, like for a map destination, because I use my maps whenever I go anywhere.
Yeah.
But it brings me to, I think it actually brings me to like our parking garage. So it'll be a little bit further, but I'm actually surprised. It says, because we can take like the Capital City Trail path, I guess, that it says it's only a 0.6 mile walk. So it would only take 13 minutes from our parking garage, which isn't bad. But when I did like the driving directions, it says 1.7 miles. That's why I was like, okay, this is a far walk. But if you're able to cut off some of the path with using that other like walking path, totally doable, especially in today's
All right,
weather.
a lunch is happening here because there is a lot of
I will
good
gladly
options.
come here for
Yeah,
sure.
a lot of great options to eat. And I love how breezy it is and
Oh
open.
my gosh, you can just like sit out and look at Monona. You're right above like the Monona Terrace. Like I didn't even know this was here.
Nope. Either did I. So I am thrilled that we're here for the Beyond the Game. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. And today has been a lot of conversation around Tom Thibodeau. And I don't know
Why?
why. I mean, I do, but it is funny that
It's just such a random.
I know Tom Thibodeau. I know the kind of the thoughts on him because he did it with the Bulls and the Timberwolves and the Knicks, where he gets you very close, but he can't get you to the title. And then Mike Brown came in and got you the title. And Homer he used to be on the air here. Steve, the Homer True was on Afternoon Drive here. He has the Homer Hour in Milwaukee now. He had a take that sparked this whole thing. So let's hear Homer's thoughts on this, and then Molly and I can react to it, and then we'll kind of get your reaction as well, because I get the idea around it, and it's obviously we're all kind of converting this to like have a conversation about Matt LaFleur. And honestly, part of my comes to mind is like, is Matt LaFleur more like Mike Sherman? Because then they went Mike McCarthy, and then they took off, right? If I have my Packer timeline ready. But let's hear from Homer, and then we'll go from there.
Now, I'm presenting it now because it's going to be the topic. Do the Packers need to pull a Thibodeau? In terms of respecting LaFleur, he's been a good coach. We have to do better. NFC Championship, division game, and in that was the first 3 years, and in the last 4, one game, and have made it in to the second round only once.
Yeah.
And the new he's the owner, but he's not the owner. I mean, policy basically said they're doing fine. We gave him an extension.
So
It's so interesting to me because I guess my first thoughts, because I hadn't heard that audio yet from Homer, but like my first thoughts is like this last season, right? We were all like, you can't fire Matt LaFleur. Like, even though how everything shaked out, you got the 7th seed again, you lost to the Bears twice within like 2 weeks of each other. So many things went wrong. You lost so many games that you shouldn't have lost. But like, there was nobody better on the market to replace him with. Like, that was the narrative last year, which, like, I agree with. What, are you going to throw a name at me?
Well, I was going to say, like,
there wasn't a
John
name.
Harbaugh? I'm more asking. I'm not saying that's 100% that is a name.
I'm also trying to remember the timeline of, like, when guys were let go, when things happened, too, because it's like, you got to think, if, like, things weren't moving or if there was already
like
different things happening, it's like.
If the Packers' job was open, would Tomlin have taken it?
I don't think
I'm not
you
disagreeing
can't
with
go
you.
from coaching like 20 years at one place to then. I mean, honestly, the same thing for like both of them. Quite honestly, because I'm curious to see how like the Giants stuff shakes out with him, where it's like, okay, so you're not, and I think that Tomlin's kind of in a different situation too. But it's like you're not gonna leave a job that you were comfortable in for the last 2 decades to then go right into coaching somewhere else and have such high expectations
and success. I can't. The closest thing I can think of as success, but Andy Reid wasn't there as long, without taking any time off, was Andy Reid from Philadelphia to Kansas City. But I'm with you on it. I was just trying to make sure that we got all the names out there. And I think Harbaugh, and Riley, feel free to hop in on this too. I think Harbaugh and Tomlin are the only names who are like, okay, you could sell that if you're the Packers.
Yeah, but I would, yes, sell, yes. I guess, is the ideal word. But, yeah, so, I mean, I'm curious to see how this year shakes out, see what coaches are potentially available, see what coaches are available, because then I do think that the narrative changes, too. Because if there is somebody that you're like, oh, my gosh, this guy is an up-and-coming guy, he is fit for this franchise, that's a different story. And depending on Matt LaFleur's situation and how this team pans out this year, too, that also changes things, obviously. But, I guess with my thoughts with, like, I don't know if it's Thibodeau or Thibodeau. He said Thibodeau. His nickname is Thibs.
Right.
So I think it's Thibodeau. But, like, with him, I'm so curious on, like, the comparison, too, because it's like, I understand what Homer's saying of just having, like, this fresh guy to come in, too, because you weren't reaching the things that you needed to reach. But, like, there was a lot of negative around Thibodeau and, like, how he treated his players, how he worked his players, that I don't like the comp.
So that part is interesting because it's not the same thing. And it was 3 different places where Thibodeau was the guy who didn't get the team over the hump, but it was mainly because the same flaw over and over again. He worked his guys too hard that when it came to the time of them having to win, they didn't have enough gas. Now, the flip side of this, and I think it's a little unfair to him, like Derrick Rose blew out his ACL. We don't know what would have happened with that team. When you take Derrick Rose off that team, it's done. They were giving the Heat almost as much crap as anyone else as far as, like, being able to scare them in those games when they had Butler and Noah and Rose and Dang. And, like, that was a really good team. We don't know what would have happened with that team. Minnesota didn't work out. And, honestly, we have no idea if the Knicks would have just won this year anyways.
Right.
So, because this is the tricky part. Mike Brown, because I think what we're calling Thibodeau is the type of coach that gets you close but not all the way over the hump. I think that's the comp.
Which, honestly, I think I might take that with Matt LaFleur because right now you're not getting You're not getting close. You were with Aaron Rodgers, not right now.
Mike Brown was that guy.
Yeah.
Budenholzer was that guy. It was more of, you got Giannis. Brown is different because, like, Brunson is not Giannis, at least in that one little moment that Giannis had. So I think sometimes the narrative of coaches can't get you over the top. I get it in the idea of, like, only the elite coaches can take a team like the Knicks, who didn't have a true blood superstar, and get them over the top. But I think, like Budenholzer, I've always maintained that Mike Brown could have coached that team. A lot of teams could have coached that team, and they probably would have won a title. Not like bums, but a lot of, like, good, not great coaches could have gotten that team to one title, especially the way they got there. I mean, and I love the Bucks, and I love that title, but, like, we're talking like a half-inch Kevin Durant, things kind of broke their way.
Everything fell the Bucks' way.
But there's no apologies in winning titles. But
totally.
Budenholzer was not top tier to me ever as a coach. He just happened to be the guy when the Bucks put it all together. So 844-770-3776. What NFL coach do you think Matt LaFleur comps the best to? We will talk about that a little bit more on the other side.
You're hanging out with Molly and Jim on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Here's the thing. Buying jewelry should feel good. Not rushed, not pressured, and definitely not final if it's not right. That's why at Condon Jewelers you can exchange your purchase so you actually end up with what you really want. And when it comes to value, Condon Jewelers offers some of the best prices in the area without sacrificing quality, service, or trust. So whether you're celebrating a big moment or just treating yourself, you can shop confidently knowing they've got your back. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Jeff Henson owns Englehart Motorsports, and the relationship with his previous business technology vendor wasn't what it used to be. So Jeff sat down with the James Imaging Systems sales rep.
Their communication with us has been impressive. Andrew, in his consistency and follow-through, proved to me that it would be the right relationship to start moving forward.
Moving forward with James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. What's been the benefit, Jeff?
Definitely peace of mind.
That's really great. Has James Imaging Systems done their part in helping Englehart Motorsports do business better?
Yes, without a doubt.
Jeff, would you recommend James Imaging Systems?
I would highly recommend James Imaging.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Craving something crispy, cheesy, and brand new? Say hello to Pizza Hut's new Crispy Parm Pan Pizza. It's the original pan crust you love, now topped with a crispy golden Parmesan edge baked right into the crust for an extra layer of flavor and crunch. Try a medium one-topping Crispy Parm Pan Pizza for just $10, or make it a large for just $3 more. Order your Crispy Parm Pan Pizza today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
You're listening to Molly and Jim, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A masterpiece from the Miz.
The voice of the Brewers.
I don't know how to explain it, but he owns Christopher Sanchez in the biggest of ways.
And man of many accents.
And he's like, no more. He's got too much torque on his swing. And I was just like, what is going on? I don't know if you guys have caught on yet or not. I don't do accents.
It's Lane Grindle on Molly and Jim.
Well, when we have Lane on Molly, we have to get his outstanding work, his voice work here with accents. And basically what Lane does is he tells us what food he likes in what market he's in some horrible accents. So, Lane, I believe Cleveland's coming up here. So
right.
What do you like to eat in Cleveland? And give us your best Cleveland accent.
So my best Cleveland accent is actually, it doesn't have anything to do with food. It's we love LeBron. We hate LeBron. We love LeBron. We're kind of indifferent on LeBron. And that's where we're at now. That's an accent.
That's all
that's
I
a
ever
That's a Cleveland accent. I mean, that's really spot on right there.
It is. We're going to send that to ESPN Cleveland. They're going to love it. So
they'll love it.
Before we ask about it, I don't think we've ever asked you what's like your go-to food in Milwaukee. Like we ask you about all the other places that you are, but obviously like the Brewers are at home, so it's like, what's your go-to food in Milwaukee?
Yeah, probably a brat, honestly. Some sort of sausage on the grill is pretty hard to go wrong there, and convenient, easy, right? Like, and very cliche, but I'm okay with leaning into a cliche. I'm not against that at all. So yeah, probably. I would say that is probably the call.
What do you put on your brats? That is the real question where people are going to judge you.
I'm boring. Sometimes nothing. Is that okay?
So with you get nothing on a brat, is that like you go to the butcher and you get one of the brats that has like here in Madison it was a big deal. There was like brats with candy corn in it. Like, do you get brats with like different spices or different things in them, or you just go standard brat?
I mean, I wouldn't do candy corn. I'm out on that. But yeah, there's some of the ones that have different fillers in them. I will dabble with that. But even just a straight brat, I don't necessarily put anything on it. Here at the ballpark, I will put Secret Stadium sauce on it sometimes.
Oh, I love
if I'm feeling a little aggressive. But I would say most of the time, it's that way with hot dogs too. Like I'll do mustard only. I'll do ketchup only. I'll do ketchup and mustard. But I would bet more often than anything, I don't put anything on it. I am so excited.
I mean, it's okay. I get ragged on for just putting ketchup on it. Ketchup and mustard. People say like ketchup is a no-no on a brat. So
a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, I'm not one to judge. But I do have just another thing off of like food. So
You're
right
hungry?
now, I mean, we're at One Social Food Hall here in Madison. But so we're here, and this place is only about like a mile and a half driving distance. But when I looked, it's about like a little over half a mile from our office. So like it's like might be a nice place for lunch. But we were just talking in the last segment, like, what do you consider to be within walking distance? Like, what if somebody said, "Oh, you have to go to this place in Cleveland"? It is within walking distance of the stadium. What are you expecting that to be?
Inside of 2 miles, I'm all over it. I might even go a little bit beyond that, to be honest with you. But probably weather factors into that too. If it's like 100 degrees, then if I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt, like we're probably not getting too crazy. But I like to walk. Like that's one of the things a lot of us do when we're on the road is you're in these cities. And so you kind of go walk to downtown, or you find different walking paths, or you run, or whatever it is that you do to just get out of the room and see part of the city and get a little exercise. So I'm usually on the aggressive end, I would say, of walking to dinner or walking somewhere to check something out. So I was in Madison yesterday for a college visit with my oldest daughter, and finding parking was a challenge. So I dropped my wife and daughter off, and then I walked like a mile and a half to go meet them at the student union. And it was great. It was a nice day to do it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. This Madison's weather right now is elite. I swear we got baseball questions for you, but I see you got the glove M&B logo on your polo. Is that your favorite Brewer logo, or what is your favorite Brewer logo?
Yeah. Oh, 100% this. Yeah, I love it. It's funny, when I was interviewing for the job 11 some years ago now, I didn't know the secret of the logo. I thought the logo was cool, but I didn't understand the M and the B and everything else. And somebody explained it to me before I started the interview process, and my mind was like, whoa, that's incredible. And so then I loved it even more. Like, I think it's one of the best logos in sports history, so I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up a Brewers fan, and I think I found out like 5 years ago that it was the M&B. So, like, it was I think it was a surprise to a lot of people. But, you know, with the Brewers, so in our job, we, like, watch sports, and then sometimes we like, how do we make it local? So we saw the Knicks. They win the title, and you saw what it meant to the city. And I want to ask this question first, which is a little bit out there, but it almost seems like what made the Knicks title so great, and I can speak to this as a Cubs fan as well, and this might add to whenever the Brewers do win the World Series, but the suffering makes the title so much sweeter. Is that something that you've kind of seen throughout sports? Because I want to ask you about what the World Series would mean to Milwaukee, but first, it does seem like, as hard as it is, suffering adds to the joy of a title.
Absolutely. I think that there's a lot to that, Jim. I'll take it. I'm a Chiefs fan, and the Chiefs were okay for a lot of my life, but they never really sniffed a Super Bowl. And I was 40 years old or whatever I was when they finally broke through and won at 39, I think, when they finally broke through and won it. And it was one of the greatest sports moments of my life. It was so great. And, of course, then they won a couple more. But the last one that they won, when they beat the 49ers, and I'm sorry to Jeff Levering sitting to my left, who's a Niners fan, but when they beat the 49ers, they were terrible that year. The Chiefs were a bad football team for like half that season, and then kind of figured it out late and made a run in the playoffs and won the Super Bowl. That's actually probably my favorite Super Bowl that they've won, because I like suffered through parts of that season where They weren't really maybe expected to do that year. So I think all of that, factors into it. And for Milwaukee, in what you're talking about, the fact that they have not won a World Series, they've been to one. If this franchise can break through and get to a World Series and then win it, I cannot imagine what this city would be like. I think it would be just incredible. You probably could write a book about the parade and the celebrations and everything else, because I think there's going to be an entire story there beyond whatever happens on the field, because this city loves the Brewers, the state loves the Brewers, and I think there is a real thirst to see this organization take that next step.
Speaking of great sports moments, Jacob Mizorowski, 15 strikeout game the other day. Like, he is absolutely insane. Have you seen anything like this?
I haven't. That's, I think, been the real challenging thing for us. We have to have words to describe what he's doing, and we're kind of starting to run out of some of the superlatives to explain it, because it's so foreign to anything that we even thought was possible, probably, from a starting pitcher. It's really incredible stuff. I said this the other day, you could just take, I think with any starting pitcher, you could look at their radar gun readings on their fastball over the course of the start and get an idea where the big moments were and when they reach back for a little bit more. I think you can really understand that if you watch Miz. You know when the first inning was, you know when the big at-bats came in the middle of the game, and then you know when he was emptying the tank at the end, because he will cruise along sometimes at 99 or 100 for a few innings. Then all of a sudden, maybe a guy gets a little bloop single into right, and another guy draws a walk, and he's got 2 on, and all of a sudden here comes the 103 again, and he's blowing guys away to make sure he gets out of the inning. It's pretty incredible how it seems like there's always a little bit more in there when he needs it, and he didn't necessarily even need that the other night. It was the most stress-free game you'd ever see somebody have. He was so dominant, and it's not a no-hitter, it's not a perfect game, but it's the most dominant pitching performance I've seen with my own eyes in person. It was really incredible stuff.
Yeah, and with that, obviously you're a sports fan and you're part of the call and you're doing this. And I think back to when Kerry Wood struck out 20, and I remember I was in college, maybe a freshman at that point, so I was able to be home and see the game. Chip Carey, Steve Stone on the call, and I'll always just hear their voices. So now you're in a position where that game, whether you were in person or saw it on TV or listened on the radio, is a game where you're like, I hope I was able to consume that live, because it feels like you're in the moment. As a broadcaster, how do you handle that?
Well, I thought this one was interesting. Sometimes you get a walk-off home run or something like that is a moment that just kind of gets thrown into your lap, and you're having to react to it in real time. You could see this coming by the second or third inning, that there's a chance he was going to be doing something historical tonight and something special. And for the first 3 innings, you're thinking about, okay, what if he has a shot at a no-no? What if he has a shot at a perfect game, And you're not really thinking of what you're going to say yet, but you're just telling yourself to be ready. Then the base hit comes, but then he just continues to roll, and he's faced the minimum. I actually tried to put a lot into the 8th inning call just because I wasn't 100% sure he was going to go back out for the 9th. So you felt like you had to do something somewhat memorable twice. And I don't script stuff, but you just try to react in the moment. And Miz is such an emotional guy in those moments that I think that makes it even easier for us as broadcasters, because you can almost just describe what he's doing, because he's spinning off the mound or he's got his arms in the air and he celebrates, So I thought that was what was cool about it too, is this like kind of boyish joy that he showed in that moment when he got that last out of Justin Crawford.
Yeah, seeing his excitement just as a fan is so cool to watch too. But I wonder, because obviously we all see all the things with Pokemon and his different hobbies that he has outside of baseball. What is he like as an actual human being? I'm just curious on what his personality is like.
Yeah, he's a very unassuming guy. I mean, I wouldn't pretend to say that I know him extremely well, but I've been around him in the clubhouse, and you talk to him from time to time when he's around the clubhouse. But he's a very unassuming guy. He is one of the least intimidating people. He's very approachable. He's very kind. I don't know that it's caught up to him yet, how big of a star he is. And I think that's a great thing. That's kind of a refreshing thing. He's not going to be able to escape that forever, But I don't know that it's caught up to him yet, just how big his star has gotten. And so he's just a very normal guy that is unassuming and just enjoying himself.
Speaking of, it feels normal now that the Brewers just keep on calling up big-time prospects that they've paid. Obviously, Cooper Pratt tonight. What I honestly, I don't know a lot about him. What can fans expect? Obviously, he's a rookie. It's going to be some time. But what type of player have you been told? What have you seen about him?
I think that this is a guy that's going to play really high-level defense. He is also a guy that really looks the part. I mean, getting a chance to talk to him today before the game, I mean, physically, he's a very impressive kid for 21 years of age. He is more filled out than a lot of young prospects that first come up at that age. But I think the offense, there's going to be some unevenness to it for him. He's a 21-year-old kid that hasn't played a full season at AAA. So there is going to be some ups and downs probably at the plate, but I think there's a pretty good chance that he's going to settle in defensively and really lock down the shortstop position. Not that the Brewers need a defense there because Joey Ortiz is such a good defensive shortstop, but Cooper is a guy that'll grow into things, I think, a little bit offensively. His numbers this year at AAA were better than his numbers were last year at AA. They weren't huge improvements, but they had all taken a step forward. So hopefully there's just some more natural progression in there for him as he continues to get more at-bats as a professional. He's less than 3 years removed from being drafted out of high school. So this is a young player that's not that experienced, but the Brewers really believe in him, and they think that there's going to be more power in there over the next couple of years as he settles into this thing and grows a little bit too. So this will be fun. I think we're going to see a young man develop. I don't know this. Nobody's told me this, but like my expectation would be something somewhat similar to what Bryce Terang was like offensively when he first came up, where there were good moments, there were good stretches, but then there were stretches where he was a young baseball player still, because that's life in the big leagues, your first go-round.
You kind of answered it there, my question, but I guess I was just going to ask, he signed his contract just a couple months ago with the Brewers, putting him there for the next almost decade, it feels like. Is this going to be the next player that it feels like the Brewers really got to steal?
Well, that's what they hope, and I think this is a young man that really believes in himself. Having a chance to talk with him today, he said, I took the deal because I felt like I'm a fairly simple guy. How much money does somebody need? I want to play baseball and not have distractions, and I think you'd love to hear that if you're a Brewers fan. This is a guy that just wanted to get down to the nitty-gritty and play baseball and get to the big leagues. And he said the first maybe week or so after he signed the deal, he felt the pressure of, I signed this deal, I have to perform. And he said, and then eventually I realized I signed the deal. I can't do anything about that. That's there. And it's actually a good thing. It's security for me. So now I can just stop thinking about that and go out and do what I love to do. And so I think it ended up being kind of a freeing thing for him. And I think this is a young man that has the right mindset. I think the baseball pedigree matters. Not that it's everything. There's certainly a lot of guys that have made it in the big leagues and been stars that don't have the pedigree that a Cooper Pratt has, but his uncle's the head coach at BYU. His dad played college baseball. His mom was an All-American softball player at shortstop. So I just think you have this perspective of understanding the mental side of the game when so many people around you have played it at a high level, that I think you're more prepared for the peaks and valleys, and that's such a big part of this thing.
Lane, we appreciate you taking the time every time you join us, so thanks for hopping on with us.
Guys, always appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that's Lane Grindle. He'll be on the broadcast tonight. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison is living up to the name Stacked for Summer. A guest just won more than $409,000 playing gold standard jackpots on Sunday, and they're still giving away huge cash prizes, including a $100,000 grand prize on June 26th. Visit Ho Chunk Gaming Madison and see if your summer gets stacked too.
Molly and Jim rolls on after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Every morning starts with questions about what's ahead.
At News 3 Now this morning, we're here to help you start your day ready and informed.
From the weather you need to plan your day,
to what's happening across our community and the 608.
And the consumer information helping you make smarter choices.
From your first cup of coffee
or your third cup to the moment you head out the door.
Wake up with Chris, Kyrie on, Josh Savannah, and Michelle Renee Quinn. News 3 Now this morning, 4:30 to 7 a.m. Weekdays, moving forward.
As a first-generation student, I initially joined the military to ensure I could afford college.
and I had a lot of self-doubt. But at Madison College, there are so many resources extended to me, and I feel supported and confident to reach my goals. Best of all, I'll be able to transfer to a 4-year college debt-free. My advice to others, believe in yourself and your future. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just a priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Matt Hamilton here for Leinekugels, the craft beer that showcases a commitment to tradition and quality, founded in 1867 in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. No matter where I'm at, on the ice, on my boat, or if I'm just watching the big game, I always have a Leine's in my hand. Whether it's the refreshing summer shandy, the smooth honey vice, or my personal favorite, the juicy peach, there's a delicious flavor for every moment. Pick it up wherever you get delicious beer, but remember, you gotta be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Thanks for spending your afternoon with Molly and Jim on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Pulling back the curtain a little bit here, and you can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream, and so you can watch back the Lane Grindle interview. We can't use any music because we're on YouTube that has copyright or license. So Riley is in that fresh producer stage, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to do like everything I can. So Molly, this is also that stage where we got to keep on thinking of more things to ask Riley to do before he gets like jaded like Ryan at the end and be like, I'm not doing it. You guys can.
Like, I hate you guys.
Yeah, I got other things to do. Riley's still in that puppy dog stage of like, it's like the early stage relationship. Sure, whatever you want, I'll do it. So
we're in the honeymoon phase,
right.
Just so you know.
So, yeah, Molly, if you got any more requests from Riley, make them now. But we did ask for what, 90s hip hop and Taylor Swift vibes.
Basically, yeah. And this is the Taylor Swift vibe. This is not the 90s hip hop.
Yes.
Not exactly 90s hip hop.
A Taylor Swift vibe there. Molly, have you heard the new Taylor Swift song yet?
No.
Are you actively avoiding it? Like,
no,
it's
I
everywhere.
forget about it. I literally forget. Do you know what I'm listening to? Same thing that my entire algorithm on every single social media platform is Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm literally listening to Billie Jean on repeat. I'm trying to, like, see if I can actually learn the words of a lot of his music because I'm like, I can't understand what he's saying, but I'm just bopping along to it.
I had to look it up as well.
So, like, Dirty Diana, no. That's it. That's all I know.
The lyrics to that one are
Dun,
insane.
dun,
It's
dun,
a
dun,
heck
dun.
of a story he tells in there. But
yeah, and, like, that's one that it doesn't even matter.
Look.
But, Riley, wait. I thought did you tell us this or somebody informed us of this? That your brother, one of your, like, 15 siblings,
Yep.
makes, like, YouTube-friendly music, like royalty-free or something?
Yep.
Give us a story there.
I'm going to have to get him in on this, our music rotator here. Yeah, he goes by Yauk, how you pronounce my last name, but spelled phonetically, Y-O-W-K. He is an artist. He's been on a little mini Wisconsin tour recently. He performed out in Cumberland. He performed in Waukesha. He's going to be, I think, in Fitchburg here soon. Not that far from now. I'll have to check his website, see when he's going to be performing. But, yeah, he's an up-and-coming music sensation.
I see his yaukmusic.com. He looks like he has a song named Tinkerbell. That's cool.
Yeah, that's his new one.
But I would almost feel bad using his music because I would want your brother to make money. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know how that works exactly. If I just give him $10 and say, "Here, these are the royalties for using your music." Thank you.
We're bringing attention to the music. Because, like, on the radio, to get full in the weeds, we do pay the rights to play.
Yes.
I think we're going to stop doing that since apparently there's different rights
waste of
for YouTube and for radio, but we do pay them, and every artist gets, like, a half of a penny. And so, we remember this, like, Hey Penny? Do you remember there was a song, if you haven't got a Hey Penny, God bless you. I can't remember the song. But
what?
Yeah, I'll look it up. It's like a nursery rhyme, but a Hey Penny's like it was worth like a half of a cent.
Okay.
But anyway, so like that's what the athletes got was a half of a cent. But I want to get back to what you talked about Michael Jackson and misheard lyrics.
Okay.
And I had forever, and my parents were like, "You're an idiot. He's not saying that in the songs." And I forever misheard the lyrics. And I know it's blown everyone's mind that I mispronounced something or misheard something. But
shocker.
When I was a kid,
Pat Connaughton.
Right. The song "Beat It." Right?
Beat it! I think I know the dance to that song. That is how many times that I've been, like, watching videos
I'm wondering
recently.
if my phone is picking up your algorithm just by being next to you, because all day today it's been Michael Jackson. And here's what happens. I end up watching them because they're fascinating.
It is!
Like, I watched the whole one where he does the whole thing. It's like, then I came up with this song, poof, poof. And it's like, that's how I came up with the beat for Beat It. And, like, I was in the car. I watched this whole thing on it today.
Yes,
but
it's fascinating. Okay.
there's the song Beat It, and he goes, something like strong is not funky. And, like, I was like, he's swearing. And I was like, I didn't, like, instead
Strong
of funky.
I know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, like, the lyrics.
He says funky. And it sounds like the other F word.
Yeah.
And forever. And my dad's like, that can't be on the radio. I'm like, it's sure. And if you think it sounds like that, you can't not hear it. And so,
yeah, no, I'm just trying to, I feel like I actually had that moment as I was, like, in the car yesterday listening to that song, and I was like, there's no way he swore, because then I literally looked down at, like, my CarPlay on my Kia, where I looked down to see what song was playing, and if there was, like, an E next to it, and there wasn't, and I was like, okay, so he didn't swear. And also, like, Michael Jackson doesn't swear.
right. I don't think he's sworn ever in a song that I can think of. But speaking of Kia, you got that nice sound system in your Kia as you drive back and forth to the zoo.
I do. It is an elite sound system. Just like everything in my car is elite. My experience at Metro Kia was elite too. I went there for my Kia Carnival, which we got a little bit over a year ago to haul around that said zoo of all of our children, which we're going to be taking to Iowa this weekend because it's an amazingly comfy vehicle, has all of the technology, all the things that we have there. And then I also got my Kia K4 just a couple months ago. I almost have 13,000 miles on it, so that tells you how much I drive, and I just got it in January. I love that car. It is the best. I've had the best experiences there. I've never been to another dealer that I have as much good experience as I do there. So if you are in the market for a new Kia, I suggest that you head over to my friends at Metro Kia of Madison.
Oi!
You're hanging out with Molly and Jim on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. You're listening to Molly and Jim, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987. You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by The Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports. New episodes debut Thursdays at 12:30, streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. No school has produced more Stanley Cup champions than the Wisconsin Badgers. Keandre Miller of the Carolina Hurricanes is now the 15th Wisconsin player who will see his name etched on the most iconic trophy in sports. The Hurricanes won their second Stanley Cup in franchise history by shutting out the Vegas Golden Knights in a series-clinching Game 6 on Sunday night. Miller is the first Badgers player to be part of a Stanley Cup championship team since Ryan McDonough with the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2020 and 2021.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Meet Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. You know that honeydew list that's been sitting on your counter since what, 2020? Yeah, we can handle that. From leaky faucets to light fixtures, our handyman team at Bruner Realty fixes it all. Fast, friendly, and done right the first time. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com. Because your to-do list deserves a happy ending.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well. Earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year Award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Father's Day is coming, and how do you show somebody you love them and appreciate them? Well, that's with something from Door County Distillery, of course. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years about the great Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in Door County and available all over the Madison area. So no matter what the dad in your life likes, Door County Distillery has you covered. Gins, whiskeys, my favorite is the bourbon, rums, vodkas, and more. Check them out, DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Jason Wilde on Molly and Jim is brought to you by News 3 Now. Jason Wilde, the best green and gold coverage from the best in the business. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Goody wouldn't have got him if he was 27. No.
He would have put him in a nursing home.
Correct.
35.
Good one. There you go. That's the better line. That was well done, Molly.
So don't call him a fan.
Fans are short for fanatics. It's media being too, I would say, unbiased or unemotional.
It's Jason Wilde on Molly and Jim.
Jason Wilde joins us. We are at one social club here in Food Hall. One social food hall here in Madison. It's my favorite place. I go here all the time.
You might now. This is an
It
incredible
is a great
location.
spot, and I am excited for it. And we're here for our Behind the Game panel, so that'll be fun a little bit later. But now we get to be joined by Jason Wilde. And Jason, our first and most important question is, when you travel, whether it's for work or on your own, or I guess just even up at the Wilde household, what do you consider walking distance? If someone suggested something and they're like, oh, it's within walking distance, what would you think that is?
1 mile to 2 miles.
Okay. Seems to be the consensus.
So if you were traveling for a Packers game, let's say you were in, I don't know, Pittsburgh, you were watching, even though they're not playing each other. Okay, yeah, for like the preseason game or something this year. Right, okay, so if somebody says, oh, Jason, you really have to try this amazing place, I don't know what they eat there, poutine, right? It's not like what they're famous for. They're like, oh, Jason, you have to try this poutine place in Pittsburgh. It's within walking distance of the stadium. You can go after the game or something. Like, are you expecting it to be a couple blocks or like a mile, 2 miles? Like if somebody told you that and it was 2 miles away, would you be like, my God, this is like far after a game?
Well, having traveled for the first 21 years that I covered the team to every preseason, regular season, postseason game, and the scouting combine, the NFL meetings, there's a lot of instances where I had that, and that's where I kind of landed on 2 miles. Because I like to walk when I'm in a different city. Now, if you told me that something was 2 miles away in Green Bay, where I live, I think I'm going to pass on the walking distance. So I think walking distance is different based on whether you're in your town or you're visiting another town. Because, like, for example, walking distance in Pittsburgh or Chicago from the hotel on Michigan Avenue or whatever it else would be. Like, you also have to think about the inconvenience of, okay, I got to get the car, and this hotel has valet. Like, it's just, within walking distance, for me, is a lot farther because of the other headaches created by getting the vehicle. So that's kind of how I operate.
Go ahead.
No, that's a great point. I actually, so Tausch's been killed on his Spurs analogy to the Packers, and we don't need to revisit how bad that was. But then there's this idea of Tom Thibodeau from Homer, that maybe Matt LaFleur is Tom Thibodeau, and maybe he's not good enough to get the Packers to a Super Bowl. But this is probably another bad comparison, but the name that came to mind, if Matt LaFleur isn't the guy to take the Packers to the Super Bowl, is former Packers coach Mike Sherman going to Mike McCarthy. That there was, like, Sherman, good coach, but McCarthy's the one that got him over the edge. Is that a good comp, or is that also another terrible comp?
No, it's terrible. I mean, they're all terrible. Like, Tausch got really mad at Jesse and I for not being supportive enough of his Spurs take. But here's the irony of that. Like, we didn't, like, kill it by any means, and now all these other shows have been piling on and ripping him. And, like, we were comparatively kind of supportive. We just weren't enthusiastic enough for him. So I actually don't think it was a terrible take. I think the problem with that was that the timelines don't line up very well. And so you're trying to use an era that was like the Favre-Rodgers era for the Spurs, but it's actually more like the Spurs era of titles is more like the Lombardi era. And it's just hard to compare the time windows when they're such different time windows. Like, the concept I get, like, they won a bunch of titles. What was their last one, in 14? I'm going to stand by my guy and say, first of all, it was not as bad as it's being depicted on other programs. And secondly, it was just, when you do as many analogies as Tausch does, like, he works in analogies like, Da Vinci worked in oils. And so, sometimes I'm sure Da Vinci had a clunker or two of a painting as well. So
it'll be appreciated later.
Yes, exactly.
Willie, I actually didn't hate the take for the other reasons that people didn't like it. And Tauscher came on our air and did the woe is me, nobody likes my take thing. So he's perpetuating this a little bit. But for me, it was, the Spurs are actually aspirational for the Packers. That since '99, which is a little bit after the Favre era,
Yep.
but like
Yep.
the Spurs are the small market team that has won 5 titles, and that the Spurs are basically what Packer fans think they are. And so, like, the Spurs, they're
That's
actually
not
aspirational.
bad. Ascendant players like they did with Duncan and now with Wembayana. And when you have quarterbacks like the Packers had, it's always going to feel this way if you don't win multiple titles. And obviously the Spurs did. Kawhi Leonard, I guess, has to be in there as well. But basketball's different, right? Like, one transcendent player can change things much more than even a great quarterback can, unfortunately. So, again, I appreciate Tausch's efforts, as always. You got this is the drawback, man, because then people get the social media clip of it, and then they don't hear your rationale, and then they think you're an idiot. And it's the social media streets are mean, my friends. That's why I try to avoid them as best I can.
They are very mean. I discovered that Miami Heat fans like me right now, and Boston Celtics fans are really mean. I'm not going to go into that, though. But I'm just wondering, Jason, with the Packers picking up Luke Lachey, the tight end out of Iowa, like, is there any juice to that?
Well, first of all, I loved him in 98 Degrees, him and his brother. And then was he the one that was with Jessica Simpson?
He was, and then now he's with Vanessa, what's-her-face, and they host, like, Love Island or something, yeah.
I love what's-her-face. I actually, first of all, I am a pro-Iowa guy. Like, I didn't go to Iowa.
Same.
I do have a good relationship with Kirk Ferentz ever since he butt-dialed me inadvertently, and then he and I talk every once in a while because there's so many Iowa guys that have come through here. He's been on our show. But, look, I think Iowa tight ends, it's always smart to pick one up. And the Packers have liked this guy for a while, and they actually had claimed him once already. And then he flunked his physical. So it was just delayed on him ending up on the team. But, yeah, look, they need help at tight end. Luke Musgrave wasn't practicing the last 2 days. They don't have John Fitzpatrick, who played a ton of snaps for them before he ruptured his Achilles. Josh Wiley, who gave me the Heisman because he had a flight to catch, even though all the flights out of Green Bay were delayed, which I didn't particularly appreciate. Like, it's one thing to get big time by Tucker Kraft, who, by the way, has never big timed me. Josh Wiley big timing me, that one stung. I didn't feel great about myself. Until I found out that others had gotten big time by him too, then I felt a little bit better. But like, they need help there. And the thing about Lachey is that he's a guy that can block. And not everyone is made like Tucker Kraft, who can do absolutely everything a tight end needs to do, right? And then you have other guys that you wish you could take Luke Musgrave's skill set and Luke Lachey, Nick Lachey, Nick Lucci, the old fullback that they had, and take all those skill sets and put them in there, and then you'd have Tucker Kraft, and that's why Tucker Kraft is special, because he's got that skill set all in one person.
Jason, I got a random question for you. Do you give your cats wet cat food?
Oh, gross! Why? Ugh.
So there's these, I think they're called lickety sticks. We, as you
we have those at the house too. Yeah.
As you're aware, we have more cats than we should. We're fortunate to have a lot of square footage that keeps them, much like that old Offspring song, "Gotta keep them separated." Sometimes there's some cat fights that break out because there's so many of them. But we've got one cat who's on a medication that we have to give him every day. And so we do it with the lickety sticks. But the other cats, the number of which I will keep under my hat, they all come a-running when it's time for Sam Francisco to get his meds, because they know that we're dishing out lickety sticks. And suddenly, the old saying about herding cats, all they got to do is hear me with the scissors go clip, and all of a sudden I'm surrounded like a SWAT team of cats. So, yes, we use it, but we use it sparingly.
I can't stand it. That's why I was just curious that I can't give it to the cats. I can't pull that can open. My daughter can't either, my youngest. But my wife has, and my oldest.
You got to
have no
use the
problem with it.
tubes. The tubes are better. Don't use the cans. Use the tubes.
Did you think
Like
today
a
you hear Jason Wilde say lickety splits or whatever they're called?
or San Francisco. I thought that was pretty funny too. That's a good name for
Thank
the cat.
you. Yes, we named him after where we got engaged. Yes.
Oh, that's cute. I like that. When you missed Brett Favre's press conference, is that what that was? When he retired?
No, that was a different. That was a trip. That was a trip to Oregon. Different trip.
Oh. Okay,
and it's
okay.
because I knew that it was BS anyway. I knew he wasn't going to stay retired.
Jason, do you think that the Packers will win a Super Bowl under Matt LaFleur?
Yes. Probably next year, 2027.
Oh. Wow. Well, clip that, Riley.
Mark that
Spank
tape
that on Twitter.
And tag at Coach M. LaFleur while you're at it.
There you go. At Packers, at LaFleur.
And people think we don't say positive things about the Packers on ESPN Wisconsin. Right there. Jason Wilde.
Wait a minute. Do people say that?
Yes.
Really?
We are not Wisconsin sports fans, is what they tell us.
Jason, you can understand this, that there's whether it's politics or sports, people just want to live in an echo chamber now. So they'd rather just be delusional than to have anything critical said about their team. This is what I've come to, and so now I just let it roll off my back, because if someone is critiqued, someone will be mad about that, I'm sure. If we clipped it and put it out there, they'd be like, oh, Jason's jinxing them.
No, it'll be the people that think LaFleur sucks that will now say that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's what I'll get. I would just say this. I get a lot of grief for not being a fan, and I'm fine with that. I am what I am. I've stopped trying to explain it to people. You can either accept it or you cannot. That's cool. Whatever you want. However you want to view me. I back in the early days of Twitter, when it was actually a somewhat civil place, I would try to convince the naysayers, hey, let me explain to you why I am the way I am. I don't bother with that anymore. I don't bother with Twitter anymore, really. But I would say this. I am different. And there was a time, frankly, in this company where, I think I was kind of the black sheep, because I didn't approach it from the fans' perspective. And I think over time, people have come to understand that there's a value in viewing sports through my lens, because it's different than other people's lenses, and I'm pretty committed to it, obviously. But there's certainly people that don't like it. But I think I'm pretty. If you're saying I'm hitting it down the middle, which is certainly not the way I play golf when the girls force me to play with them now, but I am. If I'm a little bit off of the middle, I am more positive than I am negative. But apparently that's not even enough for some.
Yeah, Jason, if you do hit it down the middle, and that's the problem, you upset everyone then. You have to hit it.
I must be doing my job.
Yeah. Right. Jason, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course, guys. Take care. Be good.
That is Jason Wilde. If you're looking for the perfect gift or maybe a little something for yourself, stop by Chalmers Jewelers and let Garrett, Devin, Scott, and the entire team help you find it. With locations in Madison and in Middleton, Chalmers makes every shopping experience easy, personal, and memorable. Discover the difference at Chalmers Jewelers, Madison's custom jeweler.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
This is Wisconsin Volleyball National Champion Devin Robinson. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good evening, Madison and streamers everywhere. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by The Jump Around, a Badgers dedicated show. Tune in every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel as Jim Rutledge and myself talk all things Wisconsin Badgers football, basketball, and more. Definitely some football talk coming your way tomorrow. Tune in the Jump Around every Thursday at 12:30 on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Strike that's going to be 2 days from now. The Milwaukee Brewers are back in action tonight, and their 4th overall prospect, Cooper Pratt, will be making his MLB debut. He'll be batting 8th and starting at shortstop as David Hamilton will man third base today. Luis Rengifo designated for assignment. Exciting stuff for the crew. And if you want to hear more about Milwaukee's talented youngster, make sure you head on over to the ESPN Wisconsin app or the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and re-listen to our interview with Brewers Radio Network broadcaster Lane Grindle. First pitch tonight, 6:40 against the Guardians. Pre-game starts at 6:05.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Jim Rutledge.
For me, Jordan Love can start shutting people up by just winning the damn division one time.
Molly Brown.
I actually think Jaden Reed is going to be like the guy within the next 2 years, not Christian Watson.
Welcome to Wisconsin's afternoon hangout.
You think the Packers would win 5?
Yes, that's what I said.
Neutral
I said it
field?
3 times.
Okay,
5 and 5.
Why?
This is Molly and Jim, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Alongside Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Will the Packers win a Super Bowl with Matt LaFleur? That's the question that Molly asked Jason Wilde. That's why her name is on the front of Molly and Jim.
I mean, somebody's got to ask good questions around here.
I was asking cat food questions, but sure.
Exactly.
If you want to get into it with, like, will the Packers win a Super Bowl with Matt LaFleur? And the shocking part was, Molly, that Jason Wilde answered yes. So
I was shocked.
Me
One,
too.
I was shocked that he answered the question.
Same.
2, I was shocked that he said next year.
Yep, he got specific with it.
And said yes. Like, that's crazy. I thought he was going to say no.
And how do we think, if we're allowed to clip it and post it, how do we think people are going to react to it? I think he's right, that people who hate LaFleur.
I thought you were going to say you think he's right that the Packers are going to win next year. I was like, oh, okay. Wow, okay, amazing.
I wouldn't pick any. Like, to predict the Super Bowl is hard, even this year.
Yeah.
Even as a fan. Like, I can't be like, the Bears are going to win it the Bears are going to win it 3 years. It's too much out there.
What was your question that you asked me? I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that I'm just distracted.
Yes, that happens a lot. So
trying to figure out
were
what's
you more
going on
surprised by, like, the date, or was it the team, or the fact that you actually answered? Where were we at in that?
Oh, no, no, that's not what you asked me.
I know it's not what I asked. I got distracted too.
You asked me what I think.
You didn't remember. So.
You asked me what I think people's reaction to Jason's response is going to be.
Riley's like, what the hell?
I know, Riley. Riley. You're going to be out on remote tomorrow at the Forward game, and you're going to see just like how you've done like shows on remote, Riley, but my God, you're going to get distracted.
See, I've done some remote shows. We did Saturday Scramble at the AmFam Championship, and we had a crowd, so it's definitely tough to stay,
but also,
pay attention. But I'm excited for this show to actually be on remote and not have to produce when you guys are on remote. That'll be fun.
He already hates being a producer.
Honeymoon stage over.
It was here when we started. It's gone
It's
by
already
the second
done.
hour.
It's gone
today.
by the second hour. We're out.
Wore that out quick. Yeah.
Of the second day of the show. What were you going to say? That's what?
What?
You forgot. Eat your cat
I was going to
food.
say, it's really hard to remember what you just said, which sounds insane.
Yes.
But, like.
Because you're focusing. You're like, okay, who are all these people?
Yeah.
Are they watching us? Which a lot of them are, which is cool. But then you're just trying to figure out, like, you kind of start making up, like, scenarios, too, in your head of, like, how do these people know each other? What are they doing here?
I think we're talking about the exact same people who I also kind of know one of them. So that's even more of where I was like, interesting.
I don't think we are because I don't know who anybody is.
One face looked familiar.
Okay.
But, yes, there's a lot being clocked at the moment here at One Social
Food hall.
Food hall. I wrote down one social food. I was like, that can't be right. One social food hall.
I think you got to say one social.
There's a lot of people around, including like Badger coaches, which are a part of our Behind the Game thing, including other Badger coaches who helped our team. So shout out to Badger football is doing something right, because one of their secondary coaches helped us prop up our big ESPN Madison sign in the back because nobody else was tall enough. So he came over and basically set the whole thing up. I don't know if we owe Coach NIL now for that, or we just pay him like maybe some ESPN Madison swag.
Maybe.
Super nice of him to do all that. So it is a crowd here. But back to the question we still have not answered that it's finally circled back into my brain. How do you think people are going to react when they see that Jason Wilde said the Packers are going to win a Super Bowl next year?
I mean, I think Jason hit it on the head. And if you missed any of that conversation, you can watch back on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. But, people are going to be the people that hate Matt LaFleur are going to say that Jason's stupid. Like, that is what it's going to be. There's going to be the probably 50% that are saying, yeah, Jason, this is awesome. Oh, my God, I agree with you guys. They're going to win a Super Bowl next year. And then there's going to be the other half that are like, you guys are so dumb. You know nothing. You don't pay attention to this team, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right on that. I think LaFleur is starting to trend into Marty Schottenheimer range. As far as in those, Marty Schottenheimer, I think, I could be wrong. There's probably other people that would say different names. Might be the best coach to not win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
He won a lot of games with the Chiefs and Browns even a little bit. Like, he was a very good coach. But for whatever reason, he never got over the edge. And so I don't know as far as like coaching style and things like that, but he was this coach that just always came close to winning and never got there.
Okay.
And for me with the Packers and LaFleur, there is no question that he is an outstanding offensive mind.
Okay.
I
Agree.
cannot question that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's obviously he is a good coach. Like I think outstanding offensive mind, good overall head coach. But the thing that throws me for it is that we've asked this question, I feel like every year he's been the coach, and I'll ask it to you now, and Riley, you can hop in on this as well, but, like, what is the Packers' identity?
Well, we've asked that question so many times because it feels like they don't have an identity, which I don't love because the team that I think of that doesn't have an identity is the Wisconsin Badgers, unfortunately. But I don't know what you would describe their identity as, because it almost feels like, the identity for so many years, so many decades has been you have a really great quarterback, obviously.
Yep.
But now it's almost shifting to, okay, our defense has been bad for so long. It's been so just like puzzle pieces. We need to figure it out. That almost now I'm wondering if like their identity is having like a strong defense. But then also I'm only saying that because they have Micah Parsons.
Right.
I'm not saying that because they have a stacked defense and they have an incredible defensive coordinator like, let's say, a Brian Flores or anything like that. Like, I'm saying it because of Micah Parsons. So I almost wonder if their identity is just having like a couple stars.
What's the 49ers' identity?
I guess I don't know how to like explain an identity, but like I would say having a game manager, quarterback, and good pieces around him to be consistent.
Stout defense, good running game.
Okay.
Like, weirdly, the 49ers are still, their identity to me is...
See, I think George Kittle right away.
They're tough and smart. Like Shanahan, and they run a clever offense. Their defense, I think, is always pretty clever.
I would almost say, like, invincible. Like,
Okay.
right? Like, they literally had a dude that got shot, ended up playing. They had... No, and I'm like, I know that sounds silly that I'm saying that, but, like, that was legit a marker of where they were, like, 2 years ago when that happened, and then half their team was injured, and yet they still somehow make it to the playoffs.
Riley, what's your identity? Like, what's the word you use to, like, the Packers' identity? What do you say it is under LaFleur?
Under one word's tough.
You don't have to do one word, I guess.
I've always felt creative, effective offense, and I don't want to say soft, but a weaker defense. Like, just an okay defense. You got to create it. You got a great offense. You got a solid QB. and your defense is probably not going to win you any games. But I feel like now with Micah Parsons, I understand what you're getting at, Molly. Like now that they have an elite piece on the defense, you want to bring up the defense. And I feel like on the Packers Super Bowl teams, they've had an elite player on the defensive side of the ball. You had Reggie White back in Super Bowl 32. Then you had a great quarterback in Brett Favre. You have 2010. You had Charles Woodson on the defensive side of the ball. They had a great overall defense as well. Clay Matthews, Nick Collins, etc. Then Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. So now I feel like you need Jordan Love to take at least a slight step forward, and then you need Micah Parsons to be Micah Parsons. So I feel like they have the pieces to be a Super Bowl caliber team this season. It's just, does Micah Parsons come back healthy? Is he the same Micah? And can Jordan Love elevate the offense instead of just, I guess, running it how he's been the past few seasons?
See, the way I see it is that the reason to get rid of LaFleur is to give the Packers someone who their personality bleeds through the team. Like Dan Campbell, the Lions, you don't even, like, it's kind of the idea of, like, you just know what it is. You know what the Lions are. Matt LaFleur says he wants to run the football, but go look at the 49ers, the way they run the football, the Lions, the way they run the football.
All right, and you also have running backs that are a hell of a lot better than what the Packers have had.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey's going to change some things.
Right, okay, so let's, like, I didn't want to, the Bears ran the football last year. They do not have good running backs.
But they had two Monungai, what are you talking about? Especially for where he was drafted?
That's my point is,
come on,
like a commitment to it. Like the amount of time that they ran, the amount of effort they put into it. Same with the Lions, same with the 49ers, a lot of these teams. And I think LaFleur wants to do that. I don't know what happens in game.
He gets like, that was the most frustrating thing. It's like he deviates from what he actually wants to do, where it's like he'll say he wants to run the ball and then he doesn't do it. Or like, oh, he says he wants to get back to like year one where you're throwing the ball like crazy, but is he actually going to do it? Like he gets
and those
scared?
are contradictory, but I agree with you. Like it's not like it's just they don't do what it seems like they want to be. They're not what they want to be. Their offensive line does not look like the way it's built to be a bunch of maulers that are going to throw people around and allow the quarterback to be the complementary piece. But this offense, for most of the time, that's what it is. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, Stafford and Rodgers were like they kind of unlock a separate key for it. But when you look at those teams, but then you talked about the running backs on these teams, and Jacobs and Good, like that's a good example. The way that Jacobs likes to run the ball out of shotgun doesn't match with what LaFleur wants to run. Like
right.
if the Packers, the way that I understand LaFleur and his tree, his offense would look much more starting off looking like the Lions, the 49ers, and the Bears, where it's 11, 12 personnel. It looks like you're going to run, and then you're just trying to confuse the hell out of people.
Mm-hmm.
Jacobs doesn't like to run like that. And so now all of a sudden you're in the shotgun. Well, that hides some of your ability to kind of disguise the run. So is that on Goody for not picking the right running back to fit the way that your coach wants to run the offense?
I mean, it's what we've talked about, where he goes grocery shopping and Matt LaFleur is expected to make the meal.
So,
but Matt LaFleur doesn't know what ingredients he's going to get.
And that's why I say that Matt LaFleur won't win a Super Bowl with the Packers. I'm not saying he won't ever win a Super Bowl, but it feels like with this team, the way he coaches, I actually think he'd be a better coach for a veteran-laden team where he doesn't have to be
like
responsible.
What team comes to your mind?
Well, let me just set the expectation to see if you guys can think of one here. It's the idea of, like, he's not required to set the tone for professionalism and what you're supposed to do at the end of the games. And it's not that he's incapable of it. It's just not his strong suit. So if, for an example, like the 49ers are a team that are always a little bit more veteran. Like, I would think that Shanahan coming to Green Bay might have the same struggles and then LaFleur might have more success going to San Francisco. A team that just has more, let's look at the Rams. So they have, like,
the
Stafford.
Rams is probably the one team that I would agree.
Like Stafford and these guys, like they're vets. They know
they're a well-oiled machine, essentially.
And it's not that, again, it's not that LaFleur, if you're grading it, LaFleur's an A+ play caller, A offensive mind. I think he's like a B+ as far as hiring staff. And then it's, what about the setting the culture part of it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's call him a B-. But if you have an older group, then the B- matters less. If you have a locker room full of Charles Woodsons like in the past or others, then all of a sudden that your weakness is covered by players. So I still don't know if Goody and LaFleur are the right match as far as GM and head coach, because the way that Goody wants to build a roster might not play fully into LaFleur's strengths.
But don't you feel like the moves that Brian Gutekunst has been making, let's say since last year, have shown that he's ready to make this more of a veteran team? Like, he did get a superstar and a superstar leader in Micah Parsons. He does have Xavier McKinney. Okay. You're doing things in order to get this team to be a little bit older. You know, you're bringing in Hargraves. Like, you're doing little things that it feels a little bit more collaborative than it has in the last 6 years beyond.
Yeah, so I look at it like this. Micah Parsons, I don't think leader was attached to his name in Dallas. I think some of the negative stuff was probably overplaying, but the way that the people that I knew around it was more of
Who do you know around the Cowboys?
I can't name their names, but
Riley.
But also the way you read it.
Knows. Yeah. Sources.
It's not. It's just
Sources
more of,
say.
and I'm not ripping them. It was more of Micah was never going to set the culture, but he won't destroy the culture. So Micah is like a guy that when the culture's set right, he is going to be in that culture and doing well.
Doesn't it feel like he's kind of setting the culture in Green Bay, though?
Maybe.
Change the scenery?
Maybe that's all you need.
It feels like he's like a prominent guy.
Yeah, or because he clearly, I don't know if you guys saw any of the clips from the Packers softball game, the Jordan Love, Micah Parsons charity softball game, but Evan Williams was talking about how much, I don't know what happened with the camera right there.
Somebody bumped it. It's fine.
People
We're in a
walking
tight
around.
Space here.
But Evan Williams was talking about how much of a competitor Micah is and how he's being a leader even when he's coaching their slow pitch softball team. So wouldn't that say if he's being a leader on the dang slow pitch softball team and Micah Parsons is a guy where he's not going to destroy the culture, he'll be great when he steps into the right culture, wouldn't that say that Matt LaFleur has a good culture in Green Bay?
Wait, was he just a question here, Riley, about the softball team. Was Micah Parsons the coach of Jordan Love's team or Keyshawn Nixon's team?
Keyshawn Nixon. It was offense versus defense. So Jordan Love was coaching against Micah Parsons.
Okay, so do you think that Micah Parsons yelled at Keyshawn Nixon for not catching that ball that hit Jordan Love?
Yeah, it was on local news, and they were showing some highlights. I bet, I can't confirm this, I bet he was on his ass for that.
Okay.
So, and I don't want to, because there were rumors that Micah Parsons was a cancer in Dallas, and I think those are overblown. And so maybe he's come here and been a leader. But to me, a leader's not like calling. Like I get it. Like okay, someone drops the ball, but he wasn't on the field, so this gives him the pass. But losing all those games in a row last year and losing those games late, like leadership needs to be forged out of that, or the Packers are screwed. And maybe it's Micah coming back, and he'll be the guy. Because I'm actually trying to play the middle on Micah, because there's plenty of folks in and around Dallas, reporters and otherwise, reports saying like Micah is kind of meh. And I think that's probably unfair.
I also think, I was going to say, I think part of that probably has something to do with Jerry Jones, too, being meh.
I agree.
I'm going to defend Micah Parsons, okay? We know that I'm a huge Micah Parsons
And I'm not saying he's a bad guy. It was just more of like,
I understand.
He's not, again, it's more like Jordan Love. You wouldn't call Jordan Love the dynamic leader.
Yeah,
and
agree.
You could grow into it, too.
Mm-hmm.
And Micah Parsons very well could. It was not the conversation I had, but like when they acquired Micah Parsons, Goody, I think, was acquiring the talent more than the leader. And that's the part I had, is that I don't think Goody was looking like Micah Parsons is going to come in here and change the locker room. I think Goody was coming in here saying Micah Parsons is going to make the team better.
Right.
And I don't think Goody values, and this is what I was trying to get to, I don't think Goody values leadership. I don't think Goody values the intangible. I think the Packers, in my opinion, the Packers' identity is they're really good on paper. Mm-hmm. They're a hell of an analytical team. But when the pressure arrives in the football game, whether it's LaFleur, whether it's the players, it doesn't happen. And you can't argue with that truth. What we can argue about is why. And I don't know the why. You could say the defense let the team down. Absolutely. Jordan Love had opportunities to go do what those other quarterbacks did to the Packers, and he didn't. And that's part of the equation as well. So we all know the results. We're just trying to figure out the why. The results were the Packers have not been good enough with Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur at the helm since Aaron Rodgers has left. To the Packers' standards, they have been nowhere close to it. And that's why we have these conversations.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about Carbon World Health, because the smartest investment you can make is in yourself. At Carbon World Health, that might mean GLP-1 treatments, hormone replacement therapy, red light therapy, or fitness programs for your goals. Taking care of your health now can help you avoid bigger problems and bigger expenses later. Learn more and start your journey today at carbonworldhealth.com.
Molly and Jim rolls on after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise. From our family to yours, roofing, window, siding, gutters, and doors. Your solution-based company, community strong, and service that will please. Get a free estimate today. The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
Hey, it's Molly Brown. And let's be honest, between work, kids, and everything else life throws at me, I'm always looking for a little extra energy. That's why I love ZOA Energy. It's made with natural ingredients, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, so I get that boost I need without the crash or jitters. Plus, there are tons of great flavors. It's vegan, gluten-free, and even low in sugar, so it fits right into my busy, health-conscious routine. So grab a ZOA Energy, fuel your body, focus your mind, and take on your day like a champ.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare, with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Welcome back to Molly and Jim, your afternoon home for Wisconsin sports talk on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
woman staring back at me. You're looking so good, I'm howling at the moon tonight. I see heaven in her eyes and a devil's smile. Come on over and dance for a while. I'm shaking in my boots, I couldn't move fast enough.
Brandon in Tulsa chimes in on the Carpus Talking text line. This is more 844-770-3776. He says Tulsa is actually perfect for walking because we were talking about what's in walking distance. What do you consider? He said the city is small enough that all the best restaurants and bars are all within a few blocks of each other. Blue Dome District and Greenwood are right next to each other. So, Jim, that's perfect for the next time that you go out to Oklahoma City because that is one of your favorite places to go visit.
It is, and it's very walkable.
There you go. And then Unnamed in the 262 chimes in, so please text us in your name. He says, why are you guys spending so much time on an asinine random homer thought? Dolan didn't do anything. He hired another GM after years and years of a crappy team, and 6 years later, that new GM wins a title. 6 years. Big deal. Wasn't like he won in first, second, or 3 years of Rose being hired. Homer hollering all the time gets old like him. So that goes back to when we were talking about comparing Thibodeau to Matt LaFleur.
Why are we doing that? I don't know. Today's date is what? June 16th? Not a lot happening, 262. So we manufacture. No, Homer brought up an interesting point, and it gets us to talk about LaFleur. And I don't know if the 262, he didn't argue the point, which is interesting. Because the point, what we're talking about is LaFleur good enough? Yeah. So if you're fixated on how we got to the point, then I think you just don't like the point we're getting to.
Yeah, you don't want to hear about Thibodeau, the Knicks, all the things there.
Exactly. Molly, while you were gone, no less than 3 or 4 times this camera has been knocked all over the place. I love my Zoa energy, but if I had one during the show, I might have just completely lost.
Well, actually, I had a headache all day today. But when I drank my
These
Zoa
claims
Energy,
are not verified by doctors.
No, it's not. This is just my personal experience that drinking a Zoa Energy, the green apple flavor today, was absolutely amazing, and it helped cure my headache. So that is my personal statement. But if you are looking for a little bit extra energy in your day, you need to drink Zoa Energy. You can head over to zoaenergy.com to find where you can pick some up for yourself.
You're hanging out with Molly and Jim on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
With me is Jeff Henson, owner of Englehart Motorsports. Jeff, you felt your previous business technology vendor had become complacent and their costs were increasing. So you contacted James Imaging Systems.
We found that moving forward with James Imaging was going to be a step in the right direction to help reduce cost.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation to help businesses do business better and save some money.
Up front, what James Imaging was able to show us as far as annual savings was substantial.
Plus, there's James Service and Support.
The quality of the service, that they live up to what they've promised, which they've clearly delivered on that.
Jeff, with business technology supported by people who keep their promises, how do you feel?
Extremely happy.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Experience the future of recovery at Carbon World Health. They've brought Escape Robotic Massage to Madison, the world's first AI-powered, fully automated therapeutic massage that's customized to your body every time. Using advanced body scanning, Escape maps your muscles and delivers precision-calibrated pressure to release tension, reduce inflammation, and accelerate recovery. Book your Escape session at Carbon World Health and feel what the future of wellness really feels like. Carbon World Health, your body optimized.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well. Earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
As a single mom, I questioned college. I worried about having enough time and support, but I'm so glad that I didn't let that stop me. Once I started at Madison College, I realized I can do this. I'm really proud of myself. My instructors truly care about my success, and I have a community of support. My advice to other single moms, do this for you. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
You can never have too many tools. Shop DeWalt deals at Lowe's. Get a free Select DeWalt 20-volt max power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery kit. Plus, get a free additional DeWalt 20-volt max 8-amp-hour battery when you buy a DeWalt 10-inch 20-volt max dual-bevel compounded miter saw. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Thanks for spending your afternoon with Molly and Jim on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Brendan Sorsby has been a thorn in the side of Riley Yauk, my co-host on The Jump Around. This is Molly and Jim, and we're out in Madison. We're at One Social. We're here for an event, but Molly, if I say Brendan Sorsby to you, what do you think?
The guy that got caught gambling, and everybody was throwing a stink about it because the NCAA was going to let him back in, and various teams in the Big 12, I think is the conference, were refusing to play. Mm-hmm. Texas Tech, is that correct? He was their quarterback.
And then the state of Texas was threatening to sue those schools that wouldn't play him.
Oh,
and
I didn't hear about that little
Yeah, it just kept on getting like tick for tack, and to the point where I think we all thought it was going to end up where he's in the supplemental draft. Now,
what is a supplemental draft?
Thank you. And to be honest, I've heard the words before.
Okay.
And I think Josh Gordon and Bernie Kosar are probably the two names, or maybe it was Vinny Testaverde. I don't.
Yeah, those are correct.
Testaverde. Okay.
Bernie Kosar and Josh Gordon.
Oh, I got him right the first time. All right.
Yeah, you nailed it.
And so they're probably the most famous people from the supplemental draft. And basically, Molly and listeners, it's a blind draft where, let's use the Packers as an example. If they wanted Sorsby and they said, you know what, we're going to submit our 4th-round pick for Brendan Sorsby. And if he gets all, and nobody else submits anything higher for him, then they're awarded Brendan Sorsby, and then they lose their 4th-round pick in this upcoming draft, obviously, a year from now.
Okay.
Now, why would you do that? You know what, Riley, I'm going to probably lean on you because you add to this, but my understanding of Sorsby, and I saw Dan Orlovsky talk about this, that if he had played this year, he would have been in play for a first-round draft pick. Maybe even Fernando Mendoza type, like, rise that he finally gets the opportunity to play. He seems to be well-polished. There seems to be a lot there with him. So that was kind of the thought around him. Riley, am I missing anything with
no,
him?
You pretty much hit it on the head. What I think is most interesting about it, though, is that he was projected, yes, to take probably a Fernando Mendoza-esque leap, but he could have just as easily been a Cade McNamara, J.J. McCarthy type player. Like, he was okay. He was good at specifically in the first half of last season at Cincinnati, and then he had a really bad finish to the season. So this is still mostly off estimates. And I mean, Texas Tech paid millions of dollars to bring him in, so he probably would have been pretty darn solid. But yeah, it's mostly guesswork. He's a very good quarterback, but no telling what would have happened if he actually had to suit it up for Texas Tech.
So my question is, Molly, I'll ask you, then Riley, you can chime in. Knowing that information, I saw this two-part. Would you give up anything in the supplemental draft, which is basically trading out a future draft pick, to get Brendan Sorsby? As a Packer fan.
I'm sorry, repeat the question. I got distracted.
This kid is mean mugging us right now.
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
I just distracted.
No, that's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
No.
There's so many people. What was your question?
I don't know. I forgot. No. What would you trade? Would you give up any pick in the supplemental draft to get Brendan Sorsby?
I mean, you said 4th round. That wouldn't be bad. But also, I'm just thinking because it's like, when would he potentially? So it'd be next year when he would potentially be Jordan Love's backup, right?
I mean, in theory, he could be this year because he'd be on the roster immediately.
Oh, but it would be their pick from next. Okay,
Yeah.
I get you. Okay, interesting.
No, I think it would be Tyrod Taylor and then Sorsby behind him.
How many picks do the Packers have next year? I know they have a lot more than what they did this year because this year they only had like 7 or 8. But like, I think that would come into play for me is like, how many picks do you have? I think
the Packers have 11 picks next year.
Okay. And we know that Brian Gutekunst likes to hold on to his draft picks and acquire more potentially. Shoot, I mean, I can't say you wasted a 6th-round draft pick on a kicker this year, but like, you used a 6th-round draft pick on a kicker, so 4 would be like the earliest, maybe. 3rd seems like early to me.
Riley?
I wouldn't give up higher than a 4th. I mean, the Packers have 3 4th-round picks next year. They have their original pick, an additional pick from the Cowboys in the Micah trade, and then a projected compensatory pick. So I'd give up one of those 3 4th-rounders. I'd give it a swing. The upside's there. He can develop under Jordan Love, and then however long they keep Tyrod Taylor around. I like that. My question is, how concerned would you guys be about the gambling issues and the circus that would inevitably come if the Packers picked up Brendan Sorsby? Because I think that would hamper the Packers.
But what does it matter? Like, I guess I'm just curious where your mind is at. Like, what would it matter if he gambled in college? What do you mean?
Because he's a gambling addict. He's a self-proclaimed gambling addict.
Fair. I forgot that he was going to rehab.
And he bet on his own team.
I totally forgot he was going to rehab. That's totally fair. Honestly, that's fair.
So that's why he's here. You're taking a distressed asset. And that's usually what the supplemental draft is for. Like Josh Gordon had drug issues in college. That's why he was
okay, but if he's smart, like, I'm not saying do this, but like, if you're smart when you're a professional athlete, just have like an assistant that is your bookie. Like, have them do your bets.
All right,
allegedly.
Shohei.
Allegedly. Well, I mean, he didn't get in trouble for it. Somebody else went to prison for him.
A patsy is the
allegedly.
word you're looking for.
Yeah, like you're wealthy enough to be able to have somebody. And Riley, you just said it. Like, the guy made millions from Texas Tech. Like, he's got money in order to have somebody else place the bets. Like, how stupid can you be? So maybe that's the part that I would actually question is the stupidity of it.
That's fair. So I want to look at the actual. So Sorsby's interesting to me. I would do the same 4th-round pick. Let's ask the question. We can ask another side and limited poll question. 844-770-3776. It's Carbon's Talking Text Line. List is more. What would you like? What round, or actually less specific, would you give up a 4th-round supplemental draft pick to get Sorsby? And I would, because one, like you talked about, the Packers have multiple 4th-round picks. This is a roll of the dice that you're not going to be able to get. Remember, Evan Cohen said that if the Packers had a pick in this upcoming draft, so it's further out, it's a very quarterback-heavy draft, and maybe they would take a quarterback in the 1st round. Different but similar circumstances to Aaron Rodgers in the idea that, all right, let's get in front of replacing our quarterback in case we need to. And if we don't need to, look at the Patriots. They did that with Jimmy Garoppolo. They didn't need to. They drafted him in the 2nd round. They were able to trade him for a 2nd-round pick. And, oh, by the way, he started like a whole season or a couple games for them. He was an important player.
Yeah.
So that worked out like that was a win-win for everyone, and Tom Brady was the quarterback there. So if you just took this risk of like, all right, Sorsby, we're going to draft him, we're going to deal with the consequence, repercussions, maybe get suspended, maybe there's rehab, things like that he has to go through, but he's not going to have to play for at least the next 2 years. But we can develop him like we did Jordan Love. We can kind of see what he is, and then we can all see what Jordan Love is, because Packer fans love to, including our regular co-host Matt Hamilton, who's out on maternity leave, love to kind of crap on Dak of, oh, he's not any good. And you and I are on the ilk of, he's good. The problem with Dak is his contract. Well, Jordan Love could step into the Dak Prescott world if he's getting paid. His next contract might put him at $65 to $70 million a year, and if he's putting out this production, $70 million a year for the 8th to 12th best quarterback in the league does seem cost prohibitive. And so now the Packers can look at it in a Moneyball sort of way and say, well, let's take Sorsby. We'll take a flyer. Worst case, we threw away a 4th rounder. Not great, but we can handle that. Maybe we got an asset that we can trade for future second or first rounder if he's really good when he gets the opportunity to play. And best case scenario, honestly, that Sorsby's good. You let Love walk and you reset the clock with a quarterback. You got a couple of years of rookie scale deal.
Yeah, but then how long is it going to take for them to figure out who Sorsby is, though, too? Because then you might be in the exact same situation as you were with Jordan Love.
You could be, yeah.
So I don't love that either.
There's
like,
no
I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree, but and I mean, and also it's nice to know what you have with Jordan Love, that you're always going to be good. You're always going to be there. You're going to be in the conversation. Just could the other guy be the one that pushes you over the limit?
844-770-3776. That's our signing limit poll question. Would you give up a 4th-round supplemental pick for Brendan Sorsby? Smart people go to Madison College. That's why Molly went there.
Of course I did. And if you're looking for a place to build your future close to home, Madison College is an amazing place for you. It was for me before I transferred over to UW-Madison. It was so easy to transfer, so easy just to do everything that I wanted at Madison College. They serve South Central Wisconsin, and they've got 7 campuses, including 3 locations right here in Madison, with other locations in Fort Atkinson, Portage, Reedsburg, and Watertown. Students get hands-on experience using industry-level technology in everything from healthcare and robotics to skilled trades. Madison College is also proud of its championship Wolfpack athletic programs. You can follow along at Madison College on Facebook and Instagram to keep up with everything happening on campus and beyond.
Molly and Jim rolls on after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of Prep Mania on the Diamond.
For the first time ever, ESPN Madison is on the call of the high school baseball state tournament. Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. Join the Dean Dennis Semrau and me live in Appleton for Wednesday's Division I state baseball semifinals. Coverage begins with Madison Memorial taking on Muskego. First pitch is at 2:30, streaming live and free exclusively on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania, streaming live on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Natural diamond prices are at an all-time low, creating one of the best buying opportunities you'll ever see.
At Chalmers Jewelers, that means more sparkle for your budget.
So whether you're shopping for an engagement ring, anniversary gift, or upgrading the diamond you already love, now's the time to make your move.
Because prices this low won't last forever.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Father's Day is coming, and how do you show somebody you love them and appreciate them? Well, that's with something from Door County Distillery, of course. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years about the great Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in Door County and available all over the Madison area. So no matter what the dad in your life likes, Door County Distillery has you covered. Gins, whiskeys, my favorite is the bourbon, rums, vodkas, and more. Check them out, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
My name is Sherry, and I'm a real client of Gruber Law Offices. Gruber Law Offices took care of everything so I could focus on getting better. I only really did one thing, and that was call them.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The sound of summaries on ESPN Madison.
Wizarowski, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
To high drive. Fair and gone.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Hit well. Back. It is gone.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management and the Metro family of auto dealers.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When your car needs care, trust the team that treats it like their own. Conant Automotive in Stoughton. From oil changes and brakes to engine diagnostics and major repairs, their ASE certified technicians deliver honest, reliable service you can count on. Plus, they offer loaner vehicles and convenient after-hours drop-off to fit your schedule. Serving the Stoughton area since 2006, trust the local brand that's built a reputation for dependable auto repair. Visit Conant Automotive on Highway 51 in Stoughton or learn more at ConantAuto.com.
Welcome back to Molly and Jim, your afternoon home for Wisconsin sports talk on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Cooper Pratt will make his debut on the airwaves of ESPN Madison as he makes his debut with the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah, that's tonight.
Whoa.
Right, Riley? I hope I'm right.
That
right,
it is.
Riley? All right.
When do the Brewers play? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Riley? When do the Brewers play?
6:40. First pitch is 6:40.
What time does pregame start?
Pregame starts at 6:05 right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Pregame presented by our friends at North and South.
Yeah, I would like to give me some North and South. The Grand Slam pack, if you will. Is he playing tonight?
Yes, he is. He'll be playing shortstop and batting eighth.
You know what? In what other sport do you get, moved up that quick? Because, right, he was literally, I think it was, 2 days ago, maybe on Sunday when there was all, the clips or whatever of him in, the minor leagues or whatever you call it in baseball, AAA, AA.
Yeah.
Where he was he must have got the call because he was crying and excited, saying bye to his teammates, basically. That happened on Sunday, and now he's playing, and it's a Tuesday? And it was just announced yesterday that, or earlier today, whenever it was. That's crazy. What other sport does things that quick?
I can't think of anything outside of, the first or second round pick in the draft for a quarterback. Or maybe some other positions, too, maybe the person's not ready to play right away. It seems like nowadays it's really just down to the quarterback that has any wait time. Almost any other position, they just throw someone in that you'd have anticipation for. A running back, that used to be something you'd be anticipating of when is the first-round pick running back going to start? Well, now, if you're used to the first-round pick and a running back, he's starting immediately.
Yeah.
Same with the wide receivers. So I think the closest thing would be a quarterback, and it's were they going to start in week 4 or 6? Are they going to play that year one? It's not apples to apples, but that's probably the closest.
Yeah, see, but even that'd be like if a quarterback was drafted and then 2 days later had to suit up and jump on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, yes.
It's but that would be assuming all the playbooks are identical, everything's the same, because baseball is just baseball.
You know what it is? It's Joe Flacco with the Browns.
Yeah,
oh, my gosh, that's such a good comp. Such a good comp.
Except Joe Flacco is definitely old enough to be Cooper Pratt's dad.
Yes, 100%. He's 21 years old.
And how old is Joe Flacco? I got to look this up. He's got to be Jim's age, right?
Over 40,
he's younger.
For sure.
He's 41. He's my husband's age.
He's a baby. 41.
My husband is old enough to be Cooper Pratt's dad. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Move off that one.
So Cooper, speaking of olds and youngs, Cooper's one of those names where I just have, and it's not me complaining about it, But I just have to now understand that there's going to be like professional athletes with the name Cooper.
Should we brainstorm some? What are some?
I mean, well, Cooper Pratt. Yeah, Cooper Catalano could be there. But there's just like
Cooper
Jackson with it. An X is another one, too, where you're like, oh,
Hmm.
this is just a thing. And
Yeah.
look, I don't. My name is not great. Jim, like, it's very boring.
You got that right. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Molly.
I'm kidding. Yes, I have a basic old lady.
And 5 dogs
name
just looked
too.
this way when I said Molly. I don't mean that. I mean that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Were they female dogs?
Anyways, could you imagine if the women at the bar turned around when I said that? Goodness gracious. So,
the name Riley. Riley fits
yeah,
in
Riley's
there,
a
too.
young man's name.
Yep.
Riley,
Yeah,
no
Riley,
offense.
I think, was pretty popular when my parents named me.
It's not a bad name. They're just
Thank
different.
you.
Like I enjoy like the fun names. I wish like Jordan's a fun but for my age, like Jordan would have been like the fun name. Like
Interesting.
That would have been more out of the ordinary than Jim. Like like mine is like either it's family or biblical, and probably mine at some point was like mine is family. I'm named after my mom's brother who passed before I was born, but like I'm sure at some point down the lineage, if he was named after someone, it probably tied biblically.
Okay.
So like there's just and there's a lot of names like Gabe would be tied to biblically as well. So like now these names get more inventive. But when I was trying like for a boy, like when we were when Tanya was pregnant, it was impossible to come up with boys' names.
Okay.
And the one that we did come up with was Brady. And the other one we were
Tom.
considering
Middle name Tom.
the other one we were thinking was Finn, which actually there's been a few Finns.
Okay,
in those,
you hate the name Jackson with X, but you were going to name your kid Finn.
I hate Jackson with X. 'Cause that's just stupid.
If you're gonna name your kid Finn, it's got to be
PH,
short for
yes.
Finnegan. Got to
No.
go. You got to go all out.
We were going Finley. It would have been
Oh.
Finley,
Okay.
and Finn would have been
That's
the short.
a horrible
But Finnegan.
name. No offense if your name is Finn or Finley, but my
But there's
God.
actually like 1 or 2 Finns like in
Yeah,
Nola's school.
one of I was going to say, our 13-year-old, he played on the soccer team with like 2 Fins. And I'm
Yeah.
like, who? Why?
Right.
Hey,
one was with an F and the other was
brother
with
is
a PH.
Huck.
Oh.
Yeah, Huckleberry. What
What's
about
your name? Huck. It's short for Huckleberry. Great.
What about like I pulled up most
Is that name
popular
Ashton. Like what kind of name is that?
most
Is that a grown
popular
man's
baby
name?
names from 2006. So for current 20-year-olds,
Okay.
some popular
I was like,
names.
is that the year you were born, Riley? I
No,
was like, my God,
no,
I'm
one of my younger brothers. We have Jackson.
I was working here that night.
I know, it's
What about Dylan? Is that a young man's name, Dylan?
See, so it is young
Or
because I feel like
Cameron?
Yeah.
okay, Cameron. I feel like Camerons and Dylans are like my age, so like almost 30, but like anything
Jaden.
older than that, no. What?
How about Jaden?
Yeah.
Like Jaden
Yeah.
Okay,
Reed.
that is
Yeah.
one of our
and
13-year-olds like best friends' names.
And
There
I
you go.
like all those names. I just want to continue to
Xavier.
reiterate that I'm actually more mad that I got a boring ass name but it is just
you
weird.
can always change your name, Jim.
Right. I'm just gonna what's it gonna be now? What can I change it to my names first?
Maybe don't because our logo's already hard enough to figure out. Like, just keep it as is.
All right. What were some of the other names?
Let's see. We got Xavier.
Okay, yeah.
Hayden. I feel like that's
Yep.
similar category.
Yep.
Caden. I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of Caden. Riley's
Caden's
on
hate you.
here. Vincent.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Caleb with
Vincent-
a K.
I don't like that. Vincent I like because it's kind of like what's old is new. Because I feel like Vincent would
And
have
then
been
people
like
call him Vinny.
yeah, and like it was an Italian name thing for a long time, and then it comes back. So I like that. Caleb with a K, no.
Kaleb.
I'm not a fan of misspelling names.
No.
Like, just spell it right.
Maxwell.
Like Maxwell stuff.
That's
Like,
Tausch's kid's name.
I like the name. Like we consider Jackson, but like Jackson because like my grandfather's name was Jack. But then it was like there's already too many Jacksons. We knew people, like 4 or 5 people that had a son named Jackson. We're like, all right, it's out.
Yeah.
Too many people named Jackson. And never in my mind was my thought of like, well, we'll just spell it different.
Right.
Like it's like if that's the name, well then like that's the name, Molly. It's not like there's too many Mollys. We'll just spell it Molli.
Nope, it's Mollie. I get that a lot.
Why? That doesn't even cross my mind to do that. So we'll be back at it tomorrow. Watch us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Make sure to stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. For Molly Brown, I'm Jim Rutledge. This has been Molly and Jim.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice